Hi, this is Neil's Han Dynasty. No, I'm Neil Han's Dynasty. I'm Neil's number one kitty. I'm Gandalf. Hi, I'm Neil's Han Dynasty. Whoa. Sorry about that. I'm Neil's Han Dynasty. That was Shadow, Gandalf. There's Dixie. There's Harley. Don't know where. There's the other one. Ginger. Uh, I saw this report and I was like, nah, I'm going to let it go. I don't need to, tell people about it. But I need to explain as this report goes on my perspective on it so you get a better idea of how I see things and why I say what I say. Oh, by the way, this is Neil's on Dynasty. Buy some silver and some platinum. Be kind, helpful, and grateful because it's so much better than being a jerk, especially in bad times. Here goes the report with me interjecting.
Sector has suffered a colossal setback, with profits plummeting by over $5 billion in the past fiscal year. A grim new report by the prestigious auditing firm PwC has sent shockwaves through the global mining community. The report, released on Tuesday, paints a bleak picture for South Africa's once mighty gold industry, suggesting that it may have less than 3 decades of viability remaining without a significant influx of investment. Once renowned as the world's largest gold producer, South Africa is now grappling with the harsh reality that its gold reserves are dwindling rapidly. PwC's report estimates that the iron ore mining sector may face a similarly dire fate, with a mere 13 years of survival unless mining companies commit to identifying and extracting new deposits. South Africa, a top 10 global producer of iron ore, plays a pivotal role in the steel-making process. The report attributes the decline in profits to a combination of factors, including global commodity price fluctuations brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic, as well as domestic challenges like...
Okay, first off, the pandemic thingamajigger. Think of economic warfare when you hear that word, because it's a multifunctioning thing. One of the things that it was supposed to do is crush economies because of the economic war, in my opinion, was to crush other economies. It has done that. And we're not going to get into where it started at all. I need that stuff, but that's my perspective right off the bat. And there's going to be more about that in this report if you read between the lines.
Like currency fluctuations, high inflation, power blackouts, and logistical hindrances in mineral exports due to crumbling infrastructure in roads, rail, and ports. Notably absent from the report's discussion is the potential impact of environmental concerns, despite growing...
Okay, not too concerned about the environmental concerns that's going to happen with or without us on the planet, in my personal opinion. But as far as the infrastructure development, when South Africa had its coup and it kicked out all of the lighter-skinned South Africans and murdered them and all this stuff, and the world said it was okay to do that. From that point on, they quit doing infrastructure repair. They're going to try and blame the colonials for this, but they quit doing infrastructure maintenance and repair from that date on. It's been like 10, 15 years since they kicked out all the light-skinned South Africans from their country and the farmers and stuff like that. So now you see that report, you saw the miners in the holes. Okay, it's been under the darker non-Caucasian African control for 10 or so years. And this report is saying it's no longer viable without significant infrastructure monies being put into it. And that's going to require a higher gold price. The same thing's going to happen with silver. They're saying from this report there's going to be a shortage of gold for South Africa. And when they say these things, they say it only as a level of economics of if gold stays between this range and expense and cost and everything, they're not going to be able to viably expend money to explore and dig other veins because it'll cost too much. So we're only going to look at that mine for its viability in that outlook. So if the price goes up, they can go through the mine and actually excavate or dig for those other veins that were going to be too expensive to do at a lower price. Same thing's going to happen with silver, maybe platinum. I don't know. I have concerns about why there's no platinum vein in Central America when the conquistadors discovered, or actually for the Western European world, discovered platinum and thus named it platinum or little silver because they had no use for it because they couldn't get hot enough to melt it down, so they didn't know what it was. But that means there's platinum down there, and no one's discovered a platinum vein, but it came from somewhere. But that's neither here nor there. The environmental stuff I'm going to skip through because that's another game being played. It's going to happen whether the game gets played or not. They're just playing the game to make money, in my personal opinion. But back to the report.
Calls from customers, governments, and activists worldwide to address climate change. The mining industry contributes between 4% to 7% of global greenhouse gas emissions, according to McKinsey and Company.
And a quick thought about that McKinsey and Company. Who are they? Who gives them their money? Who do they support? Who are their CEOs? And are they worth believing just because they have a nice name and a nice headline here? Who are they? You don't know. So you'd have to research to put any credence to this. I've never heard of them. So could be an out of nothing company. Just as they said something, it supports the cause, so they're using them for the cause. Who knows? I don't put much into them.
While these predictions are considered worst-case scenarios, they underscore the urgency for miners to reinvest and rejuvenate these critical sectors. In the gold mining arena, South Africa faces fierce competition from Ghana, South American nations, and other global players.
Now see here, that's the guy right there. Ghana, a couple months ago or whatever, said they had like trillions of dollars in gold. Again, if you look at the economics and the way they look at things, right now they can't do anything at the price of gold because it's not financially viable to do anything. If the price of gold goes, say, to 4,000 or 5,000, then every ounce is worth 2.5 times what it is now. So the economics of going, digging, putting the infrastructure support in place is very viable. And in that case, at that higher level per ounce of cost, or not expense cost, the sale of it, the Ghana can literally have trillions of dollars of gold in their ground that they haven't gotten yet. The price has to be high enough to make it worth going for, and in that higher price, it increases the value of their drill samples of whatever per ounce they went for in the rock or wherever they found their gold samples from. As if the price of gold goes up, you do the math. For geologists and people in the mining field know what I'm saying. But that's how Ghana could have more gold in the ground than South Africa. But let's get back to the report. And they're telling you right now that Ghana is going to be a big player.
Moreover, the report underscores a pressing need for South Africa to pivot a portion of its mining sector towards green energy metals and minerals such as copper, nickel, lithium, and cobalt. These minerals are in high demand for electric vehicle batteries and renewable energy sources, presenting a lucrative opportunity for South Africa if accompanied by substantial investment.
And just as a side note, again, go back, watch the beginning of this video. You'll find and see with your own eyes the conditions those miners are mining in. I mean, they were like damn near on their knees crawling through there. That's unacceptable as far as industry standards for Western civilizations and our mining techniques. And that's what I mean when they have to throw more infrastructure support and money at their system. Because since they exported all of the people that were in charge, they haven't put no money back into it. That's why you saw some part of the mines were big open. You could drive trucks through. Other parts they were just crawling through. You can probably look at the mine and tell when the government changed hands. But that's the amount of money, because I don't know, it's real rough down there right now.
Report states, there's a clear shortage of energy metals with committed mine production nowhere near projected demand. This presents several opportunities for South Africa, which could reshape industries, diversify the economy, and drive future prosperity.
Okay, if you want to know why there's been 3 military coups in in Africa of the smaller countries, right there. I did a report where I think it's well, one of them. I don't know which country it was. Niger, I believe. They have a heavy uranium mining going on, and France was only paying them 80% of €1 per kilo. And once the Niger kicked out France, they jumped the price to $200 per kilo. So you can see the raping, robbing that has been going on from this report of African resources. But if you look at South Africa, that proves that the Africans, when in charge, are actually worse. Mining conditions, again, just go back through this report and just look at the mining conditions and ask yourself, do Americans mine like that? Do Europeans mine like that? Do Russians mine like that? Nah, our insurance won't allow us to. But anyhow, back to the show.
Mining is of paramount importance to South Africa's economy.
Again, this was built a long time ago. Look how wide that is. I mean, that's a nice, properly run and probably safely maintained part of the mine,
which is currently experiencing slower than expected growth and grappling with the highest unemployment rates globally. The report raises a critical question. How many more years can South Africa expect to mine key commodities such as gold, coal, iron ore, and platinum group metals? Given these challenges and
PGM metals, platinum group metals. If you ever hear me say PGM, that's what it is, platinum group metals.
Alternative investment options available to global investors. In a shocking revelation, the report highlights that the total net profits of 29 major mining companies in South Africa tumbled from $10.6 billion in 2022 to a mere $5.5 billion in their latest financial year-end statements.
All right. Sorry to keep saying this, but I did a video when Impala and Angola and all the other platinum miners down there said they were reducing their numbers by 15% for power issues. It hit the whole country, every sector. I showed a video of cities having the lights turned off at night because they have to save power, because they have never thrown money back at their infrastructure repair and maintenance to keep it going. And their coal-powered power plant is just, it's very, very inefficient, breaking down. So they're going to continue to have these problems till they figure out they got to repair shit, I guess. I don't know. They'll figure it out.
While these figures still surpass pre-pandemic levels, they are nearly half of the peak $10.8 billion profits recorded in 2021. Once the world's leading gold producer, South Africa now ranks 8th globally, and the output of its gold mining industry has been...
Hold on, let's go back here. China, Russia, Australia, US, Canada, Peru, Ghana actually does produce more than South Africa. Ghana says that they're the ones that say they have all that trillions of dollars of gold. So,
now ranks 8th globally, and the output of its gold mining industry has been in a steady decline for over 2 decades. Many of the country's existing gold mines are expected to cease production within the next 2 decades if no substantial investments are made.
That's where no substantial investments are made. That means they need to go redig all that stuff out to where they can bring trucks like that into the mines to extract the stuff, or put some sort of conveyor system or something like that. They got to increase productivity, and for that they have to meet safety standards and guidelines. And what I've seen in this video from the report from New African News is you don't mine on your knees. That's when you're being cheap and you're just following the one vein. And also you're missing a lot of gold also. But anyhow, that's another story. But they need to improve a lot of things with infrastructure, big time. And they don't want to do that till the price of gold goes a lot higher, so they don't lose as much money as they have lost. And back to the loss of money, they've lost $5 billion in profit in 2022 to 2023. Key word here, economic warfare. Find out why the profit was not there. Suppression of metal prices. I've said this in my videos before too. Russia and South Africa control about 90 to 95% of platinum mining that we know of right now on this earth. Still curious about South and Central America. But they control the mining, but the West controls the prices. Okay, let me go back to economic war. Add that to their $5 billion in losses, and you'll see how they can get pissed off.
Andries Rasu, PwC's Africa Energy, Utilities, and Resources leader and an author of the report, emphasized when we ask about the ability to invest, one should also bear in mind that there is a time delay. You don't press a button today to develop something and tomorrow you mine it. It takes time. If you sink a new shaft, well, that can take 10 years. Mining, which contributes nearly 60% of South Africa's exports, amounting to approximately $30 billion in the first half of 2023, is a vital economic pillar employing over
Oxygen in and out, big wide mine. Beginning of the video, those mines didn't look like that.
470,000 people. Any further contraction of the sector could have profound socio-economic repercussions in a country already grappling with over 30% unemployment. South Africa now stands at a crossroads, with its mining industry teetering on the edge of transformation or decline.
Okay, enough about this report. I think you guys get the hint. I've said often, Africa it will provide great economic opportunities. I hope this report shows you. Again, it's not going to be like crypto where you wait 5 days and you're a trillionaire off of a 30-cent investment. This is actually more realistic. Like you said, it takes 10 years to produce gold from a mine that you start today. A little longer term investment. On the back end of that, it's a longer term investment in real money. So look at, if you want to invest in something, look at the African miners. Yeah, geopolitical shit could affect you, but I'm invested in Impala mines, and they're an African platinum miner, and I haven't had no issues. And I am actually looking at some of these companies as they start to talk about changing their system and upgrading and doing discovery and opening new mines and starting to get that geared up. That's the time when you want to invest in them. And there's going to be new names, new CEOs, and lots of things occurring because it's a new country and they don't want to import our CEOs because, well, most of them are corrupt. We all know that. But anyhow, that's the end of this report. Thank you for taking your time to watch it. You guys have a nice night.